inner city schools, inner city high schools, Renaissance High School. I was always the minority within the minority, if you understand what I'm saying. And I have a black wife and black kids. And I also worked as an executive at the Charles H. Rice Museum of African American History for 8 years. I have a pretty solid understanding of black history from the perspective of a white man. And I guess my first point, as much as I love you, I do love you, that's why I listen to the show every day. I feel that it's unfair that you're putting Rico in the spot of having to answer to right-wing lies and propaganda as it relates to race. And there was a caller earlier named Nevada or Dakota. I'm gonna call him Hannah Montana. And it's like I felt that all of those questions, I totally understand Rico not wanting to answer them because they were ridiculous. So I'll answer them. He said that Antifa has caused mass murders and destruction in all sorts of cities. And I would like to know where he's getting that information from. I'm sure it's probably Fox News or something that does not exist. Anytime Chicago comes up, you guys, in these conversations, Chicago happens because, in large part, lax gun laws and straw purchases are allowed in Indiana, which then get smuggled into Chicago. And I'm not saying this to be a gun control advocate because I actually own guns. I'm smart enough to know that, hey, if I'm living here with a black wife and black kids and I got all these crazes around me, I'm going to own some guns too. I.D. Wells said that, Winchester is something that every black family should have over their fireplace. And so that's me. And number 3, Joe Biden does have to prove that he's capable of leading this country. Joe Biden was vice president of the United States of America for 8 years and a U.S. senator for I don't know how long. And all of these allegations that Joe Biden seemingly has to fight against, such as is he sleepy? Does he have access to his faculties? Where did all those come from? Donald Trump. As Rico mentioned earlier in the show, Joe Biden has son, and so does my son. But one thing that hasn't caused him to do is to tell 20,000 lies over the past 4 years, as documented by the Washington Post. And so I guess my main point is that I don't want them to debate again. I'd like to see Kamala debate Pence, and that's it. Because when you force Joe Biden to debate Donald Trump, you're forcing a man with integrity and intelligence to go up against someone that has absolutely no value, is a narcissist, and has lied so much that half the country doesn't even know what reality is anymore.
Well, and let me add some breaking news to this, because it's very relevant to what you just said, and we don't need the sounder, but an announcement was just made. The Commission on Presidential Debates has said it's going to add much more structure to the remaining forums after the first debate. In a statement, they said that Tuesday's contest made clear that additional structure should be added to the format of the remaining debates to ensure a more orderly discussion of the issues. It intends to ensure that additional tools to maintain order are in place. It shows you, I don't remember an announcement like that in any other prior presidential debate. That shows you what a disaster last night was, in large part to Donald Trump.
Such a disaster. I would rather than just said, you know what, you're not going to get anything from either under the debates. They're canceled. Listen, seriously, what are you going to learn? Why have them? It's not about learning, it's about the process. It's the way we've done it. It gives them a chance to go public, and even if you earn one vote, it served its purpose. I mean, Rico, you have to have them. You can't just not. Okay, no.
If Biden doesn't want to debate, so be it. I'm just saying you can't cancel.
You had what? What are you going to gain from the other two debates? Oh, we have rules now. Do you really think that they're going to abide by the rules? Well, if you don't, we'll do this. Okay. And then what? You're not going to take the mic away from me. So it's empty promises. It's empty threat happen. It's not.
What if they mute the microphones?
Then you'll get, it's biased because you muted his microphone 27 times. You only muted the other side's microphone 21 times.
Well, it also shows you, and this is where, and I've always said this, and whether it's sports or politics, if you're living on the fringes, you're not going to get anywhere. Like extremism, that's no good. And what you're seeing is, like, we are now, there's no space for critical thought. Like, you used to only see it in rivalries. A Michigan fan and a Michigan State fan just couldn't find common ground, right? Like, you couldn't see what was right in front of you because you're so entrenched in your camp. The problem is now that's where we are as a society, more so now than ever politically, where people run to their echo chamber, whether they're on the left or the right, and the middle where conversation will take place, and like certain things left does well, certain things they don't, vice versa with the right, that doesn't exist. So it's you're seeing people come to the table and they're viewing the world, the same world, through two completely different lenses. I mean, you have people who will go out there and say, like, look, here's, and again, his paycheck is dependent on it, but, Tim McMurdoch, who's the 2020 campaign communications director for Trump, he said they're only doing this because they got pummeled last night. President Trump was the dominant force. It's like, bro, really? There's no rational human being who viewed it that way. Trump would have been better served by actually throwing a curveball and just powering it down a little bit. And he still would have dominated the actual spoken word portion because he's a far better public speaker. But that just didn't happen. He hurt himself. People on the right said it last night. People on the left, you know what they're going to say. They're going to say it because obviously they don't believe he's ever done anything well. It's just, it's crazy time right now. Total crazy time.
I totally agree with that, Mike. I told you, but I tuned in for that 10 minutes. I said the next thing that comes out of this man's mouth is going to really shape the election. If he comes out and says, absolutely, I denounce that. I am not about that. No way, no how. Which camera do I need to look at to make sure that you guys know? Mike, that's what we're talking about right now. Like, oh my God, did you see that? We wouldn't be talking about any of the other stuff. Not him bringing back the Big Ten. It would have been that. But,
although him saying he brought back Big Ten football was one of the highlights of the evening. It's just insane what he said. 248-539-9797. Kenny Cox, pick of the day.
Big Ten football.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Tremendous. Rico, I'm going to share with you what I think Kenny should select tonight, and then we're going to listen to Kenny go a completely different direction. How's that sound to you? The thought of being a storm away from losing your power, no fun. Protection of your home energy source has never been more important. Again, you lose your power, you can lose a fridge full of food, you can lose your medical supplies, total disaster. Now there's a bona fide solution to Power Home Solar. Jason Waller, his team, they're one of the fastest growing solar energy companies nationwide. Power Home's teamed up with Generac, nation's largest provider of in-home backup battery and generator systems. They're creating a new superpower in home energy. Get the American-made panels, 30-year warranty, you lower your energy bills. You get to backup battery generator from Generac, and now power outages are a thing of the past. Financing, it's never been cheaper, $99 a month. And Jason's team, you call them right now, 1-800-POWER-90. You save an additional $2,000 right off the top. It's Power Home Solar and Generac, the new superpower in home energy.
This Radio.com Sports Minute is brought to you by North Bloomfield Properties.
Jim Rome with a Radio.com Sports Minute sponsored by Lexicon. Software and services to help build better law firms. LexiconServices.com. I know you're going to flip on your TV at some point today or tomorrow, and you're going to see a baseball team in the postseason, and I guarantee your reaction's going to be, they're in. It might be the Blue Jays, it might be the Astros, it might be the White Sox, or the Marlins, because just about everybody
someone on your side. If you're a man in this situation, you should consider contacting Cordell and Cordell, who has helped men navigate complex family legal issues for 30 years. Visit us at CordellCordell.com to learn more. Contact Cordell and Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up? We're here to help you get it done. Right now you can get 5 quarts of Castrol GTX conventional motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $27.99. And with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup, you can get it fast, your way. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Now through Saturday, 10 for 10 is back at Meijer. Mix or match 10 items and get the 11th free. Get over 1,500 select family favorites for just $1, like Barilla pasta, Meijer pasta sauce, red, yellow, or orange bell peppers, and so much more at Meijer. Plus, get $15 off your first order of $50 or more when you place an order on Meijer.com. Exclusions apply. Find all the things you love all in one place with 10 for 10 going on now at Meijer. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
I filled this pickup at BP with Amoco Ultimate. We'll go up to 25 miles further per tank on the highway than with regular fuel.
Up to 25 miles?
Yep, we're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it.
I just said
We're gonna make it.
drive up to 25 miles further per tank with Amoco Ultimate with Invigory. Available at BP and Amoco stations. Based on median difference between 93 octane Amoco Ultimate, 87 octane liquid detergent, E10 fuels, and light bottle full-size half-ton liquid drug system EPA happy driving cycle. Assumes 100% of fuel or tank will be used. Results will vary based on what you drive, how you drive, and other factors.
97.1 The Ticket and CBS Sports Radio 1270. Your homes for the NFL on Westwood One. The New York Jets host the Denver Broncos. Thursday night football. Pre-evening on 97.1 The Ticket. All right, Rick, I want to get to the phones. I know we're going to catch one ticket text. We got Kenny's pick of the day. I'm just going to tell you, Rick, what I think Kenny should take, and then we'll see how he goes different direction. Are you prepared? Mike, I am prepared, and I'm feeling better. Not thanks to you. I love you too. Simple. Braves just won. Heat plus 4.5. Jimmy Butler's one of the few dudes who can line up against LeBron. A gigantic smile just went across Kenny's face. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm usually pretty right about stuff. They're a live dog. It's game 1 of the finals, which is the best shot to jump the favorite. Butler holds LeBron to one of the 3 lowest shooting percentages of his career against any singular defender. And the Heat are just hot right now. They don't know any better. So maybe they pop him in game 1. I think that's where he should go. Do you think he will go that direction? According to that little smile he had on his face, it's possible. His baseball picks aren't working out. He's trying to hide that smile now. Hey guys, Sault Ste. Marie is playing the Windsor Spitfires. I'd like the over 4.5. The Spitfires have a really good team. I'm not really feeling that. I think that LeBron is going to play in this old team, and I think he has something to prove. And okay, no, I would go the opposite way. I tell you what I have for you. I'm going to treat you to something. You always delight us with your prop bet casino on Fridays. I have a prop bet casino for you. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. We can do it in the 5 o'clock hour. Let's do it. I owe you. I know you're really emotional. I'm trying to get you through.
Well, before we get to that, before we get to Kenny, I do have an update for you on the Twins.
Yeah. Oh no.
They've been eliminated. They lost 18
Jesus.
straight games.
Oh my God. 18 straight playoff games over 17 straight seasons. I mean, that might be a problem. I'd rather just not make it. That's what I'll tell you.
Expired.
It might be a problem, but, it's going hard.
phone call. We'll get with Kenny's pick of the day momentarily. James is up next on what's been a busy day on the phones. James, how are you?
Bad! I was calling in about, you were asking about the debate last night and whether or not, Trump's response trade changes, how we feel about it.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that it changes my opinion on it one way or another. I'm still voting for Trump. He has said in the past he condemns white supremacy. He even mentioned last night the fact that they've now labeled the KKK a terrorist organization. I don't see any issue with his stance on white supremacy or anything like that. It didn't matter how he was going to answer that.
But he didn't. I mean, you asked the question point blank, and if he's denounced it in the past, what's one more time?
I don't know why he did the way he did last night. That I can't explain. Maybe I'm projecting here a little bit, but when he hit response, I heard annoyance in his voice.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was that annoyance that was the reason he answered the way he did. I don't know. But
James, and hold on, James, and to kind of go along with what you're saying, if he's annoyed because he's been asked this question, I would look in the camera once and for all. Let me answer this for everybody to hear, because I don't want to answer this question again in the next debate, and simply denounce it.
I agree, you could have done that, but I think he still would have been asked about it again.
No, the world was watching last night. I mean, apparently this was must-watch TV for everybody. I think the thing that scares me, though, James, the thing that scares me, and you've heard him kind of go around and kind of, hey, you need to police the polling stations. You need to kind of scramble and be, watch. Already, there's these loose kind of calls to action.
Mike,
that
yes, they're
call
called
for chaos.
Yes, they're called code words. He's speaking in
Yeah,
code.
that's dangerous. So with that as the backdrop, James, whatever he has or hasn't done in the past, I do agree with Rico. Last night, and this is a scary thing in this country, last night was probably the first time people were paying any attention to anything this man's done in a long time. He needed to do better with that question. He needed to.
Yeah.
And while it may not change yours.
Tony. How you doing? What's going on? Get. Anything exciting happened today? Are they? What about Allen Park? So who do we got working out in Lansing? Okay. Are they doing a good job? Yeah, Edgar's crews are pretty good.